You can say someone's attractive without having to talk about how you would have sex with them. Because it goes without saying.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But sometimes I feel like I need to say it.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Record. I'm recording now.
Okay.
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little overwhelmed. I have too many things, too much work and stuff.
What can I help you with?
I mean, you do it all too, you know. Nothing. I had jury duty all day yesterday.
Which is why we're a little late. People on the Facebook group know. If you were in the Facebook group, you'd be in the know that jury duty was making us a little late.
Well, let me tell you something. You picked the day. You did, Caissie. You picked my jury duty day. Remember? Because we were filming the QVC show when I needed to postpone it, and I was like frazzled, and I'm not good at like administrative stuff, ADHD. And Caissie was like, "Let me just handle it. I'll just pick a new day." And you picked the day we record the podcast.
I'm great.
So
I mean, listen.
You stand behind it.
A+ for initiative on my part.
100%. I mean, listen, thank God, because I didn't have like a bench warrant, you know, if you hadn't done that.
I get a D for actually checking the date.
You just picked the date and we didn't see that it was a Tuesday.
Oh, wait, you know why I picked that date?
Yes, I do. I remember.
Because we heard from a friend who is in the legal business that it's good to pick the first day after a holiday weekend because you probably won't get picked because nobody wants to get started on a trial. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it's only true in the court that this person works in. Maybe it's not really true at all, but that's why I picked that date. There was a reason. Now I know that I didn't just pick that date willy-nilly. I was picking the day after a holiday.
I know. I remembered that as well as I was sitting in the jury box about to get picked for a fucking jury.
But did you?
No.
Oh, thank God. Wait, was it a civil or a criminal trial?
Oh, it was criminal.
Oh, okay.
And it was intense. And I did think I was getting picked because I did get all the way to the jury box, to the questioning. It was it was a wild day. And I thought, here's what I thought. I erroneously thought that I would just be sitting in that jury waiting room all day. I brought my computer, my charger. I had every charger known to man. I had my computer. I had all this work. Honestly, this weekend, there were things that I was like, I made choices based on the idea. This is just such a fucking lesson for everyone. I made choices based on the idea that I would have all these hours in jury duty to complete my work that I needed to do. And then immediately got pulled and put into the pool and then brought into a courtroom where you cannot use your phone. You can't use a computer. You cannot. No. You literally can't do anything.
You can't even daydream.
Honestly, you cannot raw dog it. You know about raw dogging, right?
I feel like I invented raw dogging because one time
that does not surprise me.
No, that's not true. I didn't invent raw dogging, but I do feel like it is something that I have been saying for a long time in casual conversation. And one time I encouraged an icon to also say something about raw dogging on Twitter. And this was years ago. And
Bette Midler, obviously.
It did get everyone's attention.
We know. When you say an icon, we know. She's an icon. Well, I was real. It wasn't great.
You got close.
I got close. It really came down to the wire. I mean, we were talking end of jury duty is 5 p.m.
Yeah.
We're talking at 4:50, this girl that had been sitting next to me in the jury box, and then this guy who'd been sitting on the other side of me, we were all put back into the waiting room. I mean, not the waiting room, the waiting hallway, the hallway.
Yeah.
And we looked at each other and I was like, guys, we're fucked. We're on this trial for the next 2 weeks. And I was like pretty sure. So they took 20 of us into the jury box, but there were like, the initial poll was 100 people.
Right.
So they took 100 of us to the courtroom,
Yeah.
but then only 20 of us got put in the box for the first round.
Wow.
But of us 20, they only kept 5 as jurors and they let the rest of us go. And when they said, if we read your name, please stand up and remain standing, I thought for sure those 5 were getting to go and that we were all the ones that were going to end up being the jurors.
That would have made more sense in a way.
Numbers game.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an intentional thing. She didn't like me. I went to the US Open last night and I saw Jason Sudeikis and like we were chatting, like he was fucking cracking me up. But we were just like laughing about a bunch of shit. And I told him about the jury duty and he's like, you were too much. You were big. You were too big. And I was like, I was. That's exactly what it was. I think I asserted my big personality. And I think the lawyers were like, yeah, we can't have that.
No, yeah.
We don't
and
need
plus
that.
they don't want everyone thinking that it's another season of that show Jury Duty. And acting accordingly.
I was going to bring that up. That's what Alan Starzinski told me to say immediately. But I was like, that's crazy because the judge would just be like, I assure you this is not the next season of the show Jury Duty.
But that's what they'd say.
That is what, I mean, honestly, this is a great point. But like, it was not the next season of Jury Duty. But I actually now in rethinking what happened during the questioning period, like when the lawyers are able to like ask the jury questions, I now understand that like she asked a question, I had an answer that I felt pretty strongly about. Mm-hmm. And like they ask you to raise your hand and like only 2 of us raised our hands.
Yeah.
For the question. And I was one of them. And I like said this thing super emphatically. And then like 4 people raised their hands and they're like, yeah, actually, I kind of feel the same way. And so I think that I thought that was
they were like,
thing.
She's a ringleader.
Well, I thought that was a good thing. But then like, if I'm being real, the part of me that just wants to be picked kind of like started to get into play.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, give me the gig.
You were auditioning for a role.
I was like, please just, I can do this part. Like I actually can do this part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can push off things. It's from 9:30 to 4:30 every day. I can do this.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm great for this part. I was born to play this role of juror number 7. But I now see my mistake was that I have very strong opinions and I'm loud. And I voiced them and it was not what they were looking for.
Oh my
Not at all.
Lord.
But anyway, also thank God. I'm like kind of glad.
Yeah, it would have been kind of cool, but also intense and also it's a lot. Like
I've served on a jury before.
I did once before too, but I didn't serve all the way to the conclusion of the trial. I was replaced by an alternate because, and listen, I give a lot of credit to the entire court and the judge and everything. But when they were picking jurors for this trial, which was a civil case and it was very boring, it was about an insurance company not covering window damage. They were like, when they were asking us, like, can you like mentally commit to doing this? And I was like, I have to be honest, I'm on hiatus from a TV show that I work on, I only get a couple weeks off a year. This is during my couple weeks off. So, like, is it my favorite thing in the world? No. But, like, I understand that it doesn't matter, really. And they were like, if you get picked for this, it won't go longer than 5 days. And I was like, okay. And then 10 days later, the judge was like, we have to let her, like we told her, we have to let her go. And so it was an interesting process because I got replaced by an alternate, but
Who'd been
also
there the whole time.
who had been there the whole time, right? Not even getting to be on the jury. And then they do this thing where the judges get to sort of, where the lawyers sort of get to grill
Interview
you
you.
about how they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was interesting. And then I got to leave to go back
Well,
to work.
That sucks. That actually does suck. I was pregnant with Cricket. I was served on a civil case that was super boring as well, but I served till the end. I really liked my fellow jurors. But this was a criminal case. It felt intense. It's intense when it's a criminal case. The person, the defendant was sitting there.
Oof.
It felt intense and big. And that's why when the prosecutor and the ADA, it was the assistant district attorney who also was like, she was just a character study because she was so young and it felt like she had never done this before.
Right.
Like, it was wild. The judge was so nice. I was like kind of obsessed with him. Like, he was kind of rad. And the judge asks when we're all 100 people in there before they put the 20 in the jury box to like individually go through it. The judge asked a bunch of questions. And so people raised their hands. That process took fucking forever. So annoying because then that's like all the people that are like just trying to avoid jury duty.
Yeah.
That's when they come up with their stories or they, some of them have legit 100%. Some people have very legit reasons to not.
Well, listen, I mean,
serve
look
on a
at
jury.
this country. We're not making it easy for people to take days off to go to
100%.
jury duty.
No, we don't give people like to your point, you don't even get fucking vacation, let alone, you know what I mean? And then you're supposed to spend your fucking vacation serving on a goddamn jury? Please.
Right.
Maybe if they paid you more than $40 a day, people would be excited to do it.
Right.
The point is, I really do think there was. So they ask if he lists the people that might be called as witnesses. He lists the name of the defendant, the lawyers in the case, the prosecutor, his name. If you think you know any of these people,
Yeah.
or you think you might know one of these people that I've named that aren't here right now, please raise your hand because that's a conflict of interest. You cannot serve on the jury.
Right.
But like so clear, 3 to 5 minutes after that, and he had moved on to another question, this hand shot up from a young woman, and she was like, I think I know one of the lawyers. And it was like, to me, and the lawyer, it was a male lawyer, and I was like, oh my God, they fucking matched on a dating app. Like, to me, that was what it was. Because he then turned and looked at her, and he was like you could see the recognition on his face too.
Right.
And I was almost positive that that's what that was. And then I thought, how fucking hard, how much that may happen a lot for lawyers.
Yeah, lawyers need to get off
young
dating
lawyers.
apps. Yeah.
Well,
They're going to be messing up their own jury pools.
right. Because it was that's why I thought, but the lag in her realizing that she knew him or,
Oh my God.
that to me was she was like, that guy looks really familiar. And she heard his name and then she was like, wait, and then had to go through her dating apps to see. Do you know what I'm saying? Did I make that up? I like to build a story. I like to
No,
build
but
a
that's hilarious. This is, by the way, almost exactly the same process that I had to go through working on this game show one time, which, the premise of the game show was that classic concept where we bring someone on and a panel of comedians have to ask questions to figure out who the person is.
Yes.
And so I would have to go to the panel of comedians. And it wasn't just comedians. It was also like there was one model and then there was like one other person who was like a host type person, but not a comedian. And I would have to be like, today our guest is someone from the music world. And like I would have to just ask all these questions, but without revealing. And I was so terrible at it. And I always just wanted to be like, it's so-and-so. Do you know this person or not? You know? But one time I had to ask, I don't know if this story is appropriate, but I'll just tell it anyway. One time there was a person on the show who was gay, but not necessarily out. And we wanted to be respectful and protective of that. And we were having one of the Village people was like our special mystery guest. And I was like, it's possible that these two people know each other. And so I went to the panel for the day and I was like, okay, our guest is from the music world. And, you know, and I was just like throwing out all these hints or whatever. And nobody was like getting it at all. And then this person was like, wait a minute, is it the Village people? And it's somebody from the Village people. And I was like, yeah, it is. And then that person was like, I don't know anyone from the Village people. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And then like everybody dispersed. And then a second later, I just feel a tap on my shoulder and I turn around and it's that person. And he goes, it's not the cop, is it? It's not the cop.
It's not the cop, is it?
And then I was like, it's not the cop. You definitely know some to all of the Village people, and this show is a sham. I think I actually switched him out of that show for someone else. Anyway.
Listen.
Court and cable fun panel shows, same.
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, it was like a whole thing. And then like I had been invited to go to the US Open that night too. And I was super excited to go because, you know, I love tennis.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I kind of thought, I just had an idea of how jury duty was going to go for me. And it just did not go the way I thought it was going to go. And then it still didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Because then once I was in, I was like, well, I guess I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
But then they asked these 5 people and then they asked them to raise their right hands. And the guy that was next to me that I was standing out in the hallway with the girl, he was standing.
Oh,
and then the girl and I were sitting and I like don't know this girl. And I grabbed her arm and I was like, and she's like, what's happening? And I was like, girl, we didn't get it. We didn't get the part. We're out. And she's like, what? What are you saying? I was like, watch. And then they asked them to raise their right hands. And then and the guy was like looking at me like so annoyed. Like he was just like,
oh man.
I know. But I have to say, I do enjoy the process.
It's an interesting process. That's what I'm saying. Like it'd be better if they made it easier. Like if there was a way to make it easier. Like
it would be better if there was a way to make it easier. I found that there was here's what I would say. Here's what I would offer. When they picked out of the 100 and then they lost some at lunch or whatever due to whatever their circumstances and the questions the judge had asked before lunch. So then let's say we had there were probably I don't know, 70 people left, 80 people left in the pool. And then they put 20 of us in the jury box. The rest of those 70 people should have been allowed to go into the hall and work or do whatever. They just had to fucking sit there and listen to our question and answers, which I also think is weirdly unfair because then they get put in the jury box. They had to come back today.
Oh.
In LA, if you don't get picked that day at 5 p.m., you're done.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never even had
LA is one day. It's one day or one jury.
Knock on wood. I've never had to actually go. I've only ever gotten to the calling stage and the we don't need you stage where you have to call every day to see if they need you to come in the morning.
I called. That was also fucking annoying, is that I called all weekend and it was like, if you're calling about Thursday, August 29th, please report for jury duty. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm calling about Tuesday, September 3rd. Anyway, the point being, I had ways that I felt like we could make it more efficient and easier for people, but no one's interested in my notes.
By
State
the way,
of New York,
this is what we should
County
be
of New
using.
York, not interested.
Like, if your phone is listening to you and what you think and what you're interested in all the time, and we're gonna go in on AI, this is what AI should be for. To pinpoint someone and be like, you'd be the perfect person for this jury. Show up on Tuesday. We're matching your salary. Or, you know what? We're more than matching your salary. You get a bonus for participate. Like, it's got to be expensive to just pick these juries. It's got to be expensive.
What do you mean?
To just like pay people to babysit masses of people all day. And like,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
you're paying the entire court to run, but it's not really dispensing justice. It's like,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know?
Yeah. It also, though, it does make you, it's like, I always will show up and like, I will always answer truthfully. And I've never tried to get out of jury duty before, ever.
Right.
And the reason is obvious, because I really do believe that in order for our systems to work, we all have to show up and participate. All of us.
And also, like, in your case, if you showed up for jury duty and did something wild to try to get out of it, it would end up on Dumois, maybe.
100%. 100%. Hungry Root, back to school with Hungry Root. Is that a good one?
That's a good one. I like that. And we've just
do
been
too.
talking about how overwhelmed we are with like doing tasks.
Everything. It's all
Everything.
it's so much. And here's the thing. Hungry Root is like very easy.
Couldn't make
It's
it easier.
not hard. It is so easy. It's the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high quality groceries. They send you simple, delicious recipes. They send you supplements. It's like having someone else that does all the planning and the shopping.
Almost like having a really good assistant.
Yes. I had an assistant once who I always was like, get this kind of thing at the grocery store. And 100% of the time, they would bring back the wrong thing. And I was like, not that thing, this thing. But here's the deal with Hungry Root. That's never going to happen.
No.
It's never going to happen. They're bringing you the right thing every single time. Hungry Root gets to know your personal health goals, your dietary restrictions, the things that you love, the things that you need, and how much time you want to cook. And they build a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week, including easy 4-ingredient recipes that put those groceries to use so they don't go bad in your fridge. And every order is fully customizable. You take their suggestions, you choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, they've got high quality meat and seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, ready to eat meals, sweets, kids snacks and meals, vitamins, supplements, and a lot more.
I get mostly all recipes because getting the ingredients for recipes is just overwhelming to me. I put them in little recipe-specific piles in my refrigerator, and it's so great. The thing that makes me feel the best is it really cuts down on our food waste.
Yeah, I think that that's ideal. I actually think we should all be working towards that, and I love that they do that. Everything from Hungry Root follows a very simple standard. It has to taste good. It has to be quick to make and contain whole, trusted ingredients. Eating whole foods, guys, the secret to longevity. Maybe the secret to happiness? I think so. Anyway, right now, Hungry Root is offering, Busy Phillips is doing her best listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/busy to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/busy. Don't forget to use our link so that they know that we sent you. Thrive Cosmetics. Someone asked me the other day what my favorite mascara is, and I was offended that they asked me. I actually genuinely was like, I'm sorry, what? Or did you really just ask me that? That's weird. So I thought we were friends. Okay. I'm not going to call them out on this podcast. You know who you are, Jen. But the fact of the matter is, my Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara is it. I have so many tubes of that, like, roaming around.
Yeah,
There
I
are
have one
tube-
in every bag.
Every bag, every drawer. I can like open a drawer in the kitchen and find a tube of liquid lash extensions mascara from Thrive Cosmetics. This is not an exaggeration, folks. This is not for the purposes of this ad. Honestly, Thrive, I'm not kidding. I think I proselytize. I know. I almost got the word right.
That's correct.
I think I proselytize this mascara so much so that like it is as if I own stock in the company. I do not. I don't. I literally, but like also, let me tell you something. Like if I were to have, I'm not even kidding. Like if I were to have a party, like a birthday, like another 40th birthday party.
Yes.
Okay. I would put this mascara in every gift bag.
Wow.
I would buy it and put it in every gift bag for people. That's how much I love it. I love it
Just
so much.
because you want to spread the word about it.
Yeah, it's like the best. It is literally the best mascara.
Yeah. I told you I use it to groom my eyebrows so that it does double duty. I think that my lashes are in better shape after I've used it, which is
my lashes are incredible. And a lot of people say, I know I'm like now in my mid 40s, even though I'm in disbelief about it. Doesn't make any sense to me. But you know, a lot of people say that like your lashes kind of start to like get thinner and stuff as you get older.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Not with this Thrive Cosmetics mascara, baby.
Amazing. And
No,
they're
I am
100%
obsessed.
vegan, cruelty-free, zero parabens, sulfates, or phthalates. So if you're concerned about any of those things, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Listen, you're doing all of the like technical things that we're supposed to say.
Right.
I'm just saying to you, listen to me, guys. Just listen to me. If you haven't yet, just listen to me. Just go to thrivecosmetics.com/best. Okay. Get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. Get the Brilliant Eye Brightener. And get an Empower Matte Precision Lipstick Crayon. When I've been wearing that red lipstick and people are asking me online, that's what it is. Get those 3 items. That is your makeup. That is it.
Your whole face.
You're done. That's your whole face. You're killing it. People will flip out. If you're like me, you may need to curl your eyelashes. I have eyelashes that just go straight out
Me too.
my whole life.
Yeah.
Curl, liquid lashes, liquid lash extensions mascara, brilliant eye brightener in these corners. I have it right now.
You look good. You look perfect.
If you want that lip doesn't move too. That lip stays.
It's
I'm
on
into
there.
it.
And it
It's
feels like
on
you're
there.
wearing nothing and it is not drying.
And it
at
doesn't
all.
dry your lips. No, I wore it the whole DNC. I was wearing that lipstick.
There you go. There, a
lipstick
million
crayon.
people asked, and now we know
No
the
dry,
answer.
flaky, like perfect, stayed on the whole time. Great colors.
And
All right, guys.
great pigment.
Great pigment. Okay. I'm just telling you, do it right now.
And if you needed one more reason, Thrive Cosmetics donates to 8 major causes, including those impacted by cancer, domestic abuse, veteran, and education organizations.
Come on.
So
That's why
you're
it's
going to spend the money
cosmetics.
anyway.
Yeah. No, but it's not even about spending the money. You just get the best products. And these are the best products. I'm telling you. I'm on sets. I do photo shoots. I have tried everything. But I am telling you, this is hands down the best mascara anywhere on the market. Anyway, refresh the look. Get those things I said. It's beauty that gives back. Thrive Cosmetics. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/best. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/best for 20% off your first order. Well, John, the guy I'm dating,
We just made meaningful eye contact.
well, after the headline that multiple people sent to me, Busy Phillips making out at the U.S. Open with her boyfriend, I was like, all right.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see making
I saw-
out. I saw that you were yawning and tired.
Well, that's bullshit. John and I have a debate about making out because I was like, babe, we weren't making out. We just were kissing and watching tennis and having fun. And he's like, baby, we were making out. And I was like, what? That's making out? But then I'm like, do I know what making out is?
Maybe you
What
think
is making out?
Maybe you think making out is more than it really is. I mean, I just think making out is kissing, but not just a peck. It's kissing with hands on each other.
We always have our hands on each other.
Well, that's making out.
We're always making out.
I'm with John. Yeah.
Yeah, John's really was he's like, baby, say whatever you want on your podcast, but I kind of think we were making out. And I was like, I don't think that's unfair. I think that's an unfair. That sounds like we were just went to the U.S. Open to make out. We can make out anywhere. We just were it was a 4-hour excursion. It was 5 hours.
You got to make out partway through.
What are you going to do? You got to make out.
You were trying to stay awake.
Well, this is the thing. The yawning, suppressing the yawns. Fuck those people. Let me tell you something. First of all, do you know how late that game went? It went so late that the other guy retired. They didn't finish it. He retired and gave it to our guy.
He had to go make out with someone.
No, he was just I got to go to bed. It's fucking exhausting. Truly.
More of this. Enough.
Yeah. Gregor Dimitrov of Bulgaria. And it's Francis TFO, who we all love. Everybody loves TFO. He's amazing. Francis. Okay. Go Francis. He's amazing. Amazing. But TFO was playing, they were playing fucking hard. They were playing hard.
Yeah.
And Dimitrov literally just at a certain point, they had 2 more games they had to play in order to decide it. And he literally just quit. It was so late. It was no joke. Wait, hold on. I need to look. Hold on one second.
It's kind of a power move.
We left at midnight, maybe.
Yeah.
That's how late the game was going. And I'd been up since 6 a.m. because it was first day of school and jury duty. And I've been sitting in that jury box.
What time it was to those guys. I like it. I like the notion that he saw diminishing returns and was kind of I'm not winning this. Let's cut to the chase. Let's not. I like that he just called it.
Oh, yeah. He just withdrew. He withdrew.
Yeah.
But people were wait, yeah. Okay, so he withdrew.
From the whole thing,
Wait,
right?
the whole tournament. Wait, he faced challenges that ultimately led to his exit. His unexpected departure adds to unfolding drama of the competition. I mean, it was wild. Okay, so he suffered a leg injury during his quarter final match at the U.S. Open, which significantly impacted his movement and baseline play. Okay.
Yeah.
It became apparent late in the third set as Dimitrov's movement noticeably declined. And I mean, I have to say, the thing about Francis is that he was just making that guy run back and forth and back and forth.
A real Karate Kid strategy.
Yes, including a groin injury that led to his retirement at Wimbledon earlier this year. When you just leave the thing, they call it a retirement because everybody's he just retired. he just retired. And I was like, wait, from tennis? I didn't understand that's just the word that they use. Oh, now that makes more sense. Because I was a little bit like...
I know tennis has very specific terminology because you keep saying game and I think it's match, right?
It is.
They call it a match.
But
Yeah.
Listen, guys,
But
I can't...
that's literally the
John
only tennis word I know.
Wait, John kept like asking me questions about like scoring and different things. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, this is your game. He's like, you love this game. You played this game. And I was like, yeah, but baby, like, I mean, yeah, but like, you know, me and
Casually.
I'm not like out there. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's not, I like it. Yeah, I like it. I love watching it. But I'm not one of those people. I'm never, if it comes to sports, I'm never going to be one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm kind of here for like, yeah, the snacks and the tennis and like making out a little bit.
Suppressing some yawns.
I'm suppressing some yawns. Also, we could have fucking left at like 10:30 and I wouldn't have had to suppress any lawns. I wouldn't have had to suppress any yawns if we had left at 10:30. But that wasn't the case. We didn't leave at 10:30. We left when it was over and I was tired.
And you kind of you stayed for this this guy that retired, like he was tired too. He, you know.
Yeah, maybe he saw me yawning and he was like, that bitch knows what's going on. We're done.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. That lady needs to sleep. She had jury duty today.
It sounds fun though.
Oh my God, it was so fun.
Good.
Yeah. And Jason was cracking me up kind of. Like he's funny. Every time, like I've seen him for years, like we've known him for years. And it was really funny. It was a little bit of a Jesse Tyler Ferguson with Jason because I obviously have known him for a really long time.
Yeah.
Sudeikis. Well, not obviously, but I have known him for a very long time. And I definitely knew him pre-Ted Lasso. And like the SNL thing is like, you're very famous from SNL, you know, most, you know, like, but that's also specific. Like sometimes that doesn't hit everyone, you know?
Right. And it's like it's a different thing.
It's a different thing. But Jesse, Tyler Ferguson, and Sudeikis like have the same thing, which is that they're on shows that are so huge,
transcendently
popular, and also popular with families. So like kids watch those shows over and over and over again. So like those shows are on in people's homes always. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was just so wild, like how many people wanted him to like literally make a video for their mom.
Oh man.
And he's like, I'm just trying to watch this tennis match. Like, I'm just, okay, sure. I mean, he was very, I thought he was very kind to people. Because at a certain point, I was like, this is annoying me. So I cannot imagine what it feels like for you. Because also, you know, people drink a lot at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And
so they get a little bold and a little
You can tell, you can tell the people that have like had a little bit too much of the Dobell tequila. Yeah. Or the Moet and Chandon. Because they're the ones that are like, just leave a message for my mom. You're like, can you just look into the camera and say,
it's like the Watch What Happens Live audience every night. But that was only a half hour.
Yeah, and it was like 15 people.
Right.
In the Watch What Happens audience.
Oh my gosh.
I just like, it does make me feel like the level of fame that my career has afforded me is just right.
Just right. Isn't that a good feeling?
Just right. It's like, I love my fan. I love like, there were two women who kind of slyly said something to me at jury duty. Yeah. Shout out to those ladies. Ladies are cool. The ladies are cool with me. You know what I mean? I don't have any fucking weirdos, generally speaking. I mean, aside from the ones that want to kill me for my abortion stance. But, you know, whatever. It's going to happen. But, like, by and large, they're like the people who like the stuff that I do and this podcast and our show and our stuff that you and I do are just like people that we probably would really hang out with.
Yeah, 100.
You know?
100.
I know. I'm just saying that
They get it.
they get it. We don't have to be. And like so frequently, even at Disneyland, like a couple people were like, I know you're with your family. I'm so sorry. I just have to tell you, I love the podcast. Or like, I love Girls Five Eva. We love it so much. Please tell me it's coming back. Like just kind and like very non-invasive and very chill. And Jason was getting people that were like literally screaming in his face. And I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the advantage maybe that you have, because I think like you have a level of fame. That's probably accurate. But I think also you've used your platform for people to get to know you personally. And so I think when people do come up to you, they feel like they do know you personally. And so they know you are with your family and that like this, you have talked about how this can be overwhelming in the past. And, you know, so I think that people that like you and really respect you probably understand that on some level where other people might not, or somebody might be so famous that it's just like too tempting and you just lose all sense of like that they're a person and that they might just be trying to have a good time.
Yeah. I mean, I saw this weird thing happen too with like Sophia Bush that was really disturbing to me, which was like lots of people grabbing her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like very uncool. Like I was really not okay with it for her. And she was obviously not okay with it. And like,
yeah, that's scary.
It was scary and weird. Like it just, or putting their arms around her without saying anything. Like sometimes people will come up to me and be like, I'm so sorry. This is so weird. Can I give you a hug? You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my God, girl, come here. Get in here. Let's hug it out.
Consent.
Consent. But people were I was like, I don't know. I must have, listen, however I've played it, guys, we're all in it together.
Next time you feel like asking yourself, where did I go wrong? That'll be the time where you're like, let's talk about the ways I went right. Because you have done some things right, clearly.
I have.
Clearly.
I mean, just in life, sure. And also in lots of ways. I've done lots wrong too.
Biz, I'm so sorry to be distracted, but in the background over by your window, do you have your window open?
Yeah, it's a book flapping. Did you think it was a bird?
It's so scary. No, it just looks like a haunted book flapping open.
It's a haunted book. It's actually a book by Jenny Holzer. So it is sort of, maybe it's haunted. Yeah.
It's full of spirit. That's amazing. That sounds like a good weekend. Better for you than it wasn't the weekend. It was the week. It was the Tuesday. It was yesterday.
It was literally one day.
One day. It felt like a weekend.
It did.
But it sounds like a fun-ish day, a full day. You had a full day.
It was a fun time. Yeah. It was a fun time. I mean, jury duty, again, not everybody knows, not fun necessarily. However, motherfucker.
Oh, no.
There was just a shooting at a Georgia high school.
Oh, Apalachee High School.
Did you see that?
I did just see an alert about it on my phone.
Fuck. There was a shooting in Brooklyn. There was a shooting in Brooklyn. At a parade on Labor Day, and like it's literally like not even gotten any, like no one's even, like it wasn't even news.
Right.
And that's where we're at. I get ? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking not. Ugh. I mean, there's been bad stuff in the world. Yeah.
School just started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breaking
this-
update: 4 died, 30 injured in Georgia
Jesus.
school shooting.
Fuck me. Ugh. I just like with that and the Israeli hostages, and I'm just like, it's like, this week. I mean,
Yeah.
God. I'm just trying. I'm trying. I feel like we're just like, I'm going to cry now. I feel like we're just like trying to show up in all the ways. I'm trying to like do things for candidates that are going to like try to make this a better, safer world for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's the only thing I can do. I really do. I get so annoyed when people are like, I'm not posting enough about whatever they think I should be posting more about, because I'm just like, I don't know what that does except
Right.
like upset us
Right.
and everyone. And like, I understand like wanting to turn outrage into action, but that's what I'm trying to do with like all of these other things. I'm trying
Right.
to like actually take action. And
Well, this is what I want to say about when people reach out to say, I'm really disappointed that you didn't say X about X.
yes,
You have to be like, this person is upset and they are channeling their hurt into saying something to me. I'm a safe place for them to put their upset, or they feel like I'm a safe place to put how upset they are, which is like, there's good things and bad things about that. Like it's good that people feel safe to say that to you, but also it's like, you have a lot of people that feel safe enough to channel their upsetness into you and their critique of how you conduct yourself. But the thing is that what you just said is exactly right. You're trying to do actionable things, like things that make progress toward either like raising money for candidates or raising money for people that need it for whatever it is, but actionable things. That's like your focus. So I think
that's my focus with my platform is like,
yeah,
to try to find a balance of like life and the complexity of joy and horror that we all experience on a daily fucking basis. And then to continue to find in my own life actionable items that make real substantive differences and and can lead to real change. And that's for me. And I am happy to share that stuff.
Right.
And for instance, guys, if you would like to sign on to the moveon.org petition that Amanda Zarowski and Caitlin, Joshua, and I sent out, asking the moderators at the presidential debate to ask the candidates about abortion, please sign that petition, our moveon.org petition. Please go check it out, sign it.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine what you hear, because I get it too, where people are like, I'm disappointed that you haven't said something about this. I am disappointed that, and I'm like, which would you prefer, saying something or doing something? I'd rather do something. Do you know everything that I do? You don't? Okay. Then this is the end of this conversation. You have to tough love people a little bit.
I want to bring it back to my story about Representative Nadler.
Yes.
And that vote from 1970, that what changed that man's mind, the politician's mind, was his family.
Right.
It wasn't a fucking Instagram post.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Instagram in 1970 was so great.
You honestly, I wish we could go back. Those were the days. Those were the good old days.
Instagram in 1970 was bumper stickers.
A Polaroid. Did Polaroid cameras exist in 1970?
Yes.
A Polaroid
I believe
camera.
so. I believe
Polaroid
so.
camera.
I
I don't know. We
know.
could look it up.
I didn't exist in 1970, so I can't
Neither
speak
did
with authority.
I. Listen, I'm feeling a lot of things right now. A lot of things. I can't stop crying.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Don't be rude. Also, I was so annoyed because, like, at the game last night, you don't know the match. Whatever. Guys, get over it. Just get over it. At the U.S. Open last night, you don't know when you're on TV. You can't see. They don't show. It's not in the stadium. You don't see it.
Jumbotron.
There is, but it's not showing what the TV people are seeing.
Okay. Got it.
Like, David Harbour the other night. Like I've been watching the US Open. You guys, I'm into tennis. I've been watching it on the fucking television.
Yeah.
Like a person who likes to watch tennis would. Not just go to a game to make out with my boyfriend. Because we can do that anywhere. I don't need to do it at the US Open.
There's cheaper places to make out.
Truly. Although, thank you, Dobell Tequila, for inviting me. So I didn't pay for it. They did. But anyway, my point is, David Harbour was on TV the other night, and like he like kind of fell asleep for a second.
Oh no!
Like they had a shot of him. He clearly didn't know the camera's on him, and he like closed his eyes, and they held it because I think they just thought he was like doing a blink or like a long blink, but then it was like it was long. And his eyes were just closed, and then they just cut away.
He has to drop out of the presidential race.
Wait, who fell asleep at something? Did somebody fall asleep?
I mean, Donald Trump, throughout his entire trial, fell asleep every day of his court appearances. You know how it is.
I don't know about you, but, tossing and turning back to school vibes or a new mattress. What is it? What do people need? Probably a new mattress.
Probably a new mattress.
Don't rule the new mattress out, guys. How long's it been for you? You know what I mean?
Right.
Think about that. If you can't remember how old your mattress is, it's time to get a new mattress. And may we offer to you that Helix mattresses are the best. Hands down. They've got 20 unique mattresses, including the award-winning Luxe and the ultra-premium Elite collections. They've got the Helix Plus, a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers. They have a kids mattress. You take a little quiz. You tell them how you sleep. You tell them what happens when you sleep, what your body feels like when you wake up. And then they're like, here's your perfect mattress, under 2 minutes. And then they ship it to you straight to your door, free of charge. They know there's no better way to test a mattress than like sleeping on it yourself, like not in a store for 10 minutes. So that's why they offer a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress. Everyone's unique. Everyone sleeps differently. That's why they have all those different models, because they're designed for different sleep positions, different feel preferences, models with memory foam layers, models with a more responsive foam to cradle your body for support in your stomach, or if you're a back sleeper, cooling features. Listen, they've got it all. We love it.
My Helix mattress is the only place that I feel like I can get any rest or any comfort with the frozen shoulder situation. So I'm forever grateful for that.
I'm happy that you have that mattress that's at least like allowing you to sleep. Guys, you don't have to take our word for it. Helix has been awarded the #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. I always look at Wired magazine to find out what I'm going to buy.
Me too.
And it's recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine. By the way, there was a doctor of sleep medicine, no joke, in my jury selection pool. No joke. Truly. He got excused too. He didn't make it. He didn't make the cut. Guys, Helix is now offering 25% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for you, our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/best. That's helixsleep.com/best. This is their best offer yet. It won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Listen, even as the weather changes, you still have to be aware that you're losing electrolytes.
I mean,
Might not be as hot outside. I mean, September's the hottest month in
it's
Los
hot
Angeles.
as heck here.
Okay, well, it's not in New York. I'm just going to tell you the weather just shifted. It shifted. Shifted so much I had to buy a jacket last night at the U.S. Open.
Wow.
But that's all to say, electrolyte deficiency still affects how you function. It's a big deal. And that's why we love Element. And that's why they've been a partner for so long, because we use it. We love it. It's a science-backed electrolyte ratio. It's 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, 60 milligrams magnesium. No junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. Electrolytes facilitate hundreds of functions in the body, including the conduction of nerve impulses, hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, fluid balance. It can prevent and eliminate headaches and muscle cramps, fatigue, sleeplessness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. Listen, when you sweat, the primary electrolyte that you lose is sodium. And when it's not replaced, you can get muscle cramps, you can get fatigue, you can feel crazy.
Here's the real deal, how I know that something has become an important part of my life and my family's life, and that my family sees how much good something is doing for me, is that when I'm headed out to go out to do errands or whatever, I can't tell you how often my husband or one of my sons will hand me a to-go cup with an Element mixed up in it. And that to me is just like, okay, everybody gets it. Like, it's a part of all of our days, and they want me to have this because this is very helpful to me.
I feel that deeply, and like I do that for myself.
I'll have
So,
the guys mix you up some. I'll
just
bring
so
some.
you know, that falls on me. However,
Yes.
however, it's real. It's a real thing. And I notice a change. A glass of wine, working out, just like all my running around. When I am deficient in electrolytes, I feel it. I feel it in my body. And I got to reach for that element. And luckily I like kind of always have it on me. So that's a bonus for me.
Yeah.
And also for you, if
me,
you see me in the streets, out in those streets, and you need one, just ask.
I love the ingredients of Element. There's other electrolyte mixes to choose from, but Element to me has the best ingredients and tastes the best.
Right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element drink mix purchase. This is a great way to try all of the 8 flavors, or you can share it with a salty friend. Keep it in your bag, like I do. Get yours at drinklmnt.com/best. The deal is only available through our link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/best. That's drinklmnt.com/best.
And you can try it totally risk-free. If you don't like it, you can share it with a friend and they'll give you your money back, no questions asked. So you have nothing to lose.
Wait, are you going to the Prince house?
We're working on it. I chose a date and then that date wasn't going to work out. So then we're working on another date, but Heather at Airbnb is trying to help me out. Trying to help me figure it out. So yeah, I think I am going, and my friend Valerie is going to try to come with me. She's a big Prince person. Yeah. And then, do you want to know what happened to me? Do you know what happened to me? Have you heard?
I don't know. I didn't hear.
So, we talked about this offline. We talked about this off the podcast, but I made a big announcement on Instagram that I have frozen shoulder. It's the second time in my life that I've had frozen shoulder. So I kind of knew what it was and I wasn't freaking out, except for it, A, fucking hurts, and B, I can't put on my bra. But that being said,
I don't understand what frozen shoulder is.
Exactly. It just happens to perimenopausal.
That's what I was going to say. I
women.
do know. I only know that that the thing that like popped up in my feed was that like if you're going through menopause, you can get frozen shoulder.
Yeah. Well, I will say a mutual friend of ours who I don't want to out, but a mutual friend of ours did DM me that he had frozen shoulder on both shoulders at the same time. And it was particularly pathetic because he was like getting a lot of drive-through takeout food at the time. And he said he could never reach the bag that they were trying to hand to him. So anyway, I said that I was renaming Frozen Shoulder Fro-Show so that it's cooler.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Very cool. But I went to Emily Beebe's for salads over the Labor Day weekend, and she's had frozen shoulder, just one of her many shoulder issues because, she got her lipoma friend taken out.
Yeah.
But I was saying I needed to get some gummies, some weed gummies, because that's helpful for shoulder pain. It just really is. Like anything musculoskeletal, I find that works really well for me. But I was out of weed gummies. And so Emily was like, oh, I have these like THC weed drops if you want, like little drop, like that somebody gave me. I don't use them. So do you want them? And I was like, yeah, definitely. So I brought them home. And I will say, I got home very late at night and I was like, let me take these drops. And I very meticulously figured out how much drops I should take to equal the amount of the gummies that I had been taking.
Okay.
When I tell you I was so wrong, my calculations were so off. Like,
No, what happened? Oh, no.
I mean, I lost a whole day. Like,
No.
I went immediately to sleep, and when I tried to wake up at like 10 in the morning, it was bad. Like, normally that's the kind of thing where I would just try to like internally deal with it and just go about my business. We were supposed to go to IKEA and buy a shoe cabinet. I couldn't even walk straight down the hallway to go to the bathroom.
From the night before? You did it the night before?
Yeah. So I'm thinking like I took like 10 to 100 times as much as I should have. Because when you make a math mistake, when you're mathematically trying to figure something out, like you don't accidentally usually take twice as much. It like you moved.
Just tell me. Did it not come with instructions of how much to take? I'm confused.
It did. But I just think that I misread like the dropper. And I just think that I took way too much by like at least tenfold, if not. If I took 100, I feel like I would have it would have been, but I'm saying like at least 10 times too much.
Caissie, you dosed yourself.
It was so bad. I could not keep my eyes open. It was so bad. But my shoulder did not hurt. I will say that.
Hey, man. So you did get what you wanted a little bit.
Pluses and minuses, but I did lose an entire day. That can happen.
Shit.
It was so bad. Being too high is not a good feeling.
Not a vibe. It's not a vibe.
It's not a vibe. And I have certainly laughed when people have described their, they accidentally ate a whole edible cookie or whatever. You're not supposed to do that. And I've certainly laughed, but I was not laughing. I did not think it was funny.
Yes, like I've heard these stories before, and I always am like, how? You know what I mean? I don't get it. But like, obviously, I mean, if it can happen to you, I'm just going to say it can happen to anyone.
It was a lot. And here's what I just had to like admit it because like, you know me, like I love math and I love facts and figures. And so I knew that if I was off on my figuring, it was by like a significant amount because I tried to follow the directions and I tried to match a prior dose. And so I was messed up by like a moved decimal point. Anyway, all it was me like laying in bed and being like to Matt, like, will you get me an orange? It was so sad. Like I just ate oranges all day.
Did you feel scared? That would be my fear.
I felt like I wanted my spirit to walk out and away from my body and come back to it later. You know? Like just everything was like, everything was not for me. Every feeling was not for me. You know? It's like being claustrophobic in your own body. That's what it felt like to me.
That does not sound great.
No, it's the same feeling that I had one time when I tried to take the medication Wellbutrin, which does miracles for so many people.
Yeah. I know several people who swear by it. Yes.
But
not for you.
I'm the rare case of like a person that's like, oh, I want this to be over. Like now, I need it to be over. That's how I felt.
I'm really sorry. That sounds kind of traumatic. I'm not kidding.
It was so stupid and embarrassing. And I just was like, oh my God. And of course I texted Emily and she was like, oh no, did you lose a day? And I was like, yes, I so stupidly did not measure that properly.
Wait, but didn't she know what you should take? Didn't she tell you?
No, because like she never even took it. It was just something that someone had given her and she
No, it was in the gift bag.
Oh.
When Emily and I went on 420 to that weed store and they gave us too much stuff.
Yeah. It's from that gift bag. She was smart not to use it because I think that, you know, you need like another person there with you to make sure you're doing it right.
I mean, obviously.
Anyway, but yeah, so I lost like a whole day of the Labor Day weekend. I was not proud of it.
I mean, maybe you like needed to just like rest.
Maybe. But it was, yeah. And I felt so bad because like, I still do live with my adult children. And so that is weird to be like, I was just laying there all day and Eli's not here, but Lincoln was here. And he was like, what's going on? Like, are you feeling okay? And I was like, I'm not feeling too good, but I didn't want to be like, I took too much weed drops. Like, you don't want to say that to your kid. I don't know. I could, but
I mean, of course you could, but it is embarrassing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, exactly. So he's finding
they're
out
going to hear it
now.
now.
Yeah, that's the he's finding out now, but that's that was my Labor Day weekend. Ugh.
Wow.
Not the best.
Not the best. And also maybe not the worst.
And then I just sort of when I eventually woke up, I was like, oh my God, it took me like a full 24 hours to get over it. And then when I eventually woke up, it was to like, you know how the back wall of my house is all windows?
Yes,
it was I was laying in bed and I just woke up to like a hawk like swooping toward the window and like landing on our gutter, I guess. Matt ran outside to try to see it. But then I was nervous that the hawk was like trying to menace Sunny on the catio. But she wasn't out there. So, oh, that's another thing. I didn't like,
didn't hear the story.
It's been a real wildlife wilderness adventure. Lincoln goes out to the gym every morning, like very early in the morning. And so he's like coming in just as we're waking up and like having coffee or whatever. And Matt had already gone to work because he had an early shift, call time, whatever. And Lincoln came home and he was like, there was a squirrel just trying to like get into the front door. Like he was like, I don't know if he couldn't see or whatever. He was just like planted on our front door, like trying to get into the front door, like scratching to come in. And I was like, why? What? But then this squirrel just kept like hanging out like in our front door area. Like he was like laying behind
I think squirrels are trying to be domesticated.
Yeah, I think they're
trying.
Be right.
I think they're trying.
That guy
people
on TikTok.
Yeah, but people are saying it's like people are saying that it's raccoons, I think, right?
Oh, yes.
But I think squirrels are trying to be domesticated. I've like noticed this a lot recently.
They're like getting very comfortable and casual and like,
Yeah.
yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right. Anyway, that squirrel, I was terrified of it. I was leaving through the back door because like, I feel like if a squirrel knows that it's like your front door and it's trying to get in, that squirrel knows too much.
But this is what I'm saying. I think the squirrels know too much.
Yeah.
I think the animals know too much. Is that fair to say? I think so.
Did Emily tell you about how someone recognized her from
Yes.
the bed possum story at the farmer's
Yes.
market?
Yes. It's really funny. They literally were like, "Are you Emily Beebe?" Because, guys, this woman had was selling drawings. Hi, shout out if you're listening. She was selling like her illustrations at
They're
the farmer's
so
market,
cute.
and they're really cute. We should put some up. And there was one with a possum, and Emily made some comment to her mom, like, "Well, that's not what a possum looked like to me." This is like a little cute cartoon or whatever. And Emily's mom, being a mom, was like, "Oh, Emily had a run-in," or no, she didn't say her name. She said, "Oh, well, don't listen to her. She's just upset because she had an unfortunate run-in with a possum in her bed." And then the woman was like, "Oh my God, are you Emily Beebe?" The story is so good knowing that no one said Emily's name. And then the woman was like, "Oh my God, are you Emily Beebe?" Sorry, is that weird?
It's
she was like,
hilarious.
"It's
And
not weird."
that possum art was so cute.
It is really cute. I love it. I keep buying Emily like possum stuff, and I think she's not into it, but I keep doing it anyway.
Do you? What have you gotten her?
I don't know, like I keep getting her like little cards with possums on it, or like, I don't know, just like stuff, like possum stuff. You know, this is like kind of cracking me up.
There's a thing you have to get her from. Do you know the clothing designer Beautiful Genius?
No.
Jordan Piantadosi is the designer's name, but you have to look because she has like a possum print. Lots of her clothes come in, so you have to get Emily.
Oh my God, I love this. So cute. Wait, how do I not know these things, these clothing items? Oh, I see this possum. Oh my God.
Isn't it so cute?
It's amazing.
Jordan is from Massachusetts. I don't know how you don't know her, but that's how I do know her. She's from Massachusetts, and I have her Beautiful Genius pajamas and robe, and I love them very much. And I wear them for regular clothes out fancy places. But
Wait, I
she has a
love
top-notch
that.
possum print.
A top-notch possum print. Look at the snail is cute. The turtle's cute. That's so cute. It's all
It's all
so
good
cute.
stuff. It's all good stuff.
I like it a lot.
What else is going on?
You know, just trying to get it all done.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's like getting back to the grind. Does anyone else feel like exhausted by it? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like-
I was just before we got on to record the podcast, I was talking to Matt about how I don't know how I am burned out of
Yeah.
all people, but that I do feel extremely burned out.
The possum scarf is sold out. Maybe you can reach out to her and say, "We really need it. We really need it. Can we make one more possum scarf
I will
for
message
Emily
her
Beebe?"
and
Because she's got to have it, honey. She's got to have that possum.
just by like day-to-day things. Like I was saying, like emptying and reloading the dishwasher. Like I just can't do it one more time. And I don't think it's like, obviously we don't use dishes more than anyone. It's just that it's the repetition of doing it without enough texture and variety in between, I think. I need other things besides more tasks. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever feel like that?
No, yeah, 100%. But this brings us to overarching theme of maybe like everyone all at once, everyone everywhere all the time, which is that like, guys, we're all burnt out. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it. I feel like we should call it. We got to call
that
it, guys.
tennis player is just like, enough. We know where this is going.
I'm a little bit like, yeah, like maybe I'm changing my tune on the tennis player. And I'm saying like, we gotta tap out. This match has taken too long. It's too late. We're tired.
Yeah.
We're being too much. We're being asked. Too much is being asked of us. We are showing up for too much. We are saying yes to too many things. We need a collective vacay.
Yeah.
I feel like we're owed it. I'm not going to lie. I think we are all owed it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I thought about it, I was like, wait, have I ever told you about this? About the time when I was a stay-at-home mom for a short time because I was between jobs. Matt was working outside of the house. The kids were little. And like he came home from work and it was clear that I had just had it, like that I needed relief, you know? But also like he had been hard at work all day, everything, everywhere, all at once, like you were saying. But he so kindly was like, babe, you clearly need a break. And I was like, yes, I do. And he was like, why don't you go grocery shopping? And I was like, fuck you. That's what you're suggesting for a break. But also, yes, we do need groceries. And also, C, that would be 1,000 times better than staying here. So, okay. I went through all of the emotions at one time. But that's what I kind of have felt like. I feel like I have a lot of tasks to do at all times. And then I find myself allowing myself a break. And what I'm allowing myself is just to do another task. Like switching to another task isn't a break.
But that's exactly right. We're all just being asked to switch from task to task to task to task. It's none of it is, it's all, and it's like, to what end?
Right.
I'm feeling I think we're all feeling it.
Yeah.
And I keep like, it's so funny because even things that are like, you're trying to do for enjoyment, right? Like
yes.
Going to the US Open.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, maybe I should have just stayed in bed.
Right.
And watched it. Like, it was really fun. I had a fun time.
Yeah.
But I'm tired. We're tired. Everyone is tired. Everyone's tired.
Yeah.
What do we do about this?
Well, I have some really powerful weed drops if you want to get out of everything for 24 hours. You will not be able to get out of bed.
I mean, that's a vibe. Seed.
Have you been trying to take care of yourself this summer? I know you have been working out.
Yeah. I have been. I've been trying to take care of myself. I feel like I look good.
Okay.
I use sunscreen. I've been working out. I've been trying to like find more consistency. And then also, I've been very focused on my microbiome. I've been very focused on gut health.
Yeah, I think that's a smart thing to be focused on.
Yes, I do too.
Because no matter where you go, you're bringing that microbiome with you. She's in you.
I know.
And so you got to take care of it.
I just feel like your gut is essential to whole body health. We know this. We all know this. There's 38 trillion bacteria that live in and on you. Ew, that's so weird. But especially in your gut. Anyway, Seeds DS01 Daily Symbiotic benefits your gut, your skin, your heart health in just 2 capsules a day. It's noticeable. My digestion has been amazing. And I really think that it has to do with the fact that I'm taking the DS-01. I'm like doing it regularly.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big part of it. I really
You just
do.
notice like a big support for your digestion.
Yeah. For me, that's like a huge thing. It's
I
huge.
love it. I mean, I think that prebiotics and probiotics are so smart to take, and Seed makes it so easy. It's just 2 little capsules. You don't have to refrigerate it or anything.
Well, and the reason why you don't is because they like are such science nerds. And they did all of this rigorous scientific testing and breakthrough research. And they do this like capsule in capsule design. So all 24 strains of bacteria survive the journey from the shipping of the product to your door all the way through you digesting it without any synthetic or chemical coatings. And there's no refrigeration needed. And they test their probiotics in chyme, which is the closest system developed to model human digestion and the gut, which is wild. But it's how they ensure that 100% of the dose is delivered to where it needs to go, which is your gut. But also, I'm just telling you, I feel better. So
That's amazing.
there's that.
Probiotics and prebiotics work best when you use them consistently, like other routine health habits, like getting in your daily walk or eating enough fruits and veggies. You have to stay consistent to see benefits, and it's super easy to stay consistent with Seed. It easily builds DS-01 into your daily routine.
Yeah. So support your gut this fall with Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. Go to seed.com/25best and use code 25best to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/25best, code 25best.
Well, okay, so maybe we can get into what we're doing our best at this week. And
Remember
haven't.
when we used to do that?
I do remember. I haven't started this, but I do think that I do want to. And this seems so basic and so wild and like, bleh. Like, I can't believe I'm almost saying this. Like, of course, as my mom would say. I do think that I do need to just structure my time better. And I need to say, like, if you're gonna clean the kitchen, it's for 30 minutes. And what gets done, gets done. And then you have to move on to something else. And I think if I structure my time like that and I can really keep an eye on it and do things when I say I'm going to do them and for the amount of time that I say I'm going to do them for, and like live with it, because that'll automatically be better than not doing any of those things at all. Then I can also build in things like reading or watching a movie that I want to watch or going grocery shopping as a treat or what, you know what I mean? Like, it just, I think I have to get more precise with my time. I need a schedule. I need a rundown. Like when you work on a TV show, you get you get a piece of paper at the beginning of the day that tells you half hour by half hour what you're supposed to be doing. Even when you eat, even to be honest, when you pee or poop, because like you figure it out. Like it's not on the schedule, but you figure out when will be like the best time to go pee or poop,
I mean, I kind of just go when I have to go.
Well, you're a little different because you're like usually, but like I go when it's like a downtime.
Wait, can I tell you something though on that
Yes.
note? So I stopped drinking a couple weeks ago.
How's it going?
It's totally fine. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
It's great. Actually,
We were just
like,
talking
wanna-
about that too, my husband and I.
oh,
We
that's
did a whole-
I'm doing my best at that. I'm doing my best at not drinking.
That's amazing.
But I kind of thought it was going to make me less tired or something, and it's not. It's not.
Right.
And it's not actually even really making my sleep that much better, which is annoying.
That's interesting.
I know. It isn't. It is interesting. But then I think back and like, I've always been a bad sleeper.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think that might have to do with my ADHD.
Yeah.
That's like a thing with ADHD. But anyway, I have not been drinking. It's been over 2 weeks that I haven't had a drink
Okay.
of any kind. Alcoholic.
Yeah.
I have been drinking lots of other things, guys. And I weirdly got really into these like the phony Negronis,
Oh, okay.
which a lot of places have now,
Okay.
like on their menu. So
Yeah.
like you can go to a bar and get one.
Yeah.
It's basically just like as much sugar as like a Coca-Cola, but it's kind of fun because you sort of feel like you're drinking a real drink.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's been good for me. But like you, as this September has begun, I've been thinking about my structures of my days and my timing and like what I need to make a priority. And adjustments must be made.
Yeah.
I am not killing it. And like in Los Angeles was so much more able to structure my days in a way that like I could stick to it.
Yeah.
And here I am not doing that. And part of it is like also I need to like move my body more
Yeah.
because I'm like sporadically working out. I don't have like a consistent schedule.
Right.
But I feel like I wonder if that would work for us. If like, and I'm saying us like you and me, like, do I make like remember when the pandemic happened?
Never forget it.
Interestingly, I think a lot of people have. I think a lot of people either have or they've like blocked it out or they've like, you know, had like, some people are like, I can't remember the last few years. And by some people, I mean me. But I remember like when it first happened and I made this like schedule for Cricket, like a daily schedule so that she could look and like see what we were doing every hour or two.
Yeah.
Because I was like, at school, she's like given such structure and I was
Right.
concerned that it was all going to fall to shit at
Right.
home. And it was super helpful for her, but now I realize it was also super helpful for me.
Right. Yeah.
And like, I just wonder if making a daily fucking schedule is the move for all of us. If you don't have, like, listen, if you're a person at home who's like, you dumb bitches, we work, we go to a job, we have a daily schedule. Okay, fine. Fair.
yeah.
But a lot of us also post-COVID, you have flexibility. You work from home. You do, you know, like there's a lot of different ways that things look now.
I've had office jobs, which, by the way, in places that didn't really give you a lot of structure or schedule. And it was always just like crushing boredom. And then like the boss would come in and be like, oh, we have to do this big blah, blah, blah. And then it'd be like a big project that everyone would be like working on adrenaline and all stressed out about. And I'd always be like, why could we have not done this at an easy pace the 999 hours that I've been sitting here? Like what? But that's poor management, you know? So I've been poorly managing myself at home.
Same. I think it's time. That we all, guys, when was that we were all going to get planners? Was that
We
last
did
year?
it at the
You
beginning of
did
the year. And
last year. This
we
year.
did, the beginning of this year. And we had like a big meeting to like show off our planners, which was so fun. And the planning, I love the
By the
planner
way,
thing.
I just yawned now, guys. Suppressed a yawn.
Call the Daily Mail or who put that in there.
Fucking page 6, whatever. I don't know.
I think I need to even drill down even more with the planner and like break it out by like
Hours.
by hours.
This is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. Like I had that schedule
Yeah.
on my little wall, And it was like 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. this, 10 to 11 this, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, whatever. Just like
we need to
hourly.
homeschool ourselves.
We do. We got to homeschool ourselves, guys. It's time. It's time.
It's time. So that's what I've been doing. But also,
Yeah.
I'm living in that, like, you know, that ADHD thing where if you have to give someone a ride at 11 a.m., you're not doing
paralyzed.
anything.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not doing anything before 11 a.m.
Yes, I do. I know it well.
I also feel like knowing that I'm going back to New York in October so we can do more QVC, I'm like, I better not start that laundry. You know? Like,
That's ridiculous. Also, I feel that. I feel that deeply. But yeah, that is also ridiculous. But I get it.
it is, but I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm like, I don't know if I can get into all that, like, cleaning
It does.
the
It's
kitchen.
hard.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
No,
So I feel
I
like I'm in
know.
this like weird liminal space. I'm so looking forward to October. I'm really, really looking forward to it, but for some reason it's stopping me from doing my laundry.
I do get it. I do get it. I do actually. I really get it. I was proud of myself. I took some fucking dry cleaning over today. Woo.
Oh,
I know. I unpacked from the DNC today. That's what I'm doing my best at. I unpacked finally today.
you're like that episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. Do you know that episode where a vacation suitcase sits on the stairs for...
No, I never really watched that show, but I do love, I love Ray Romano.
I love Ray Romano too. He's great.
John gives me shit for it because I'm like, he can get it. Like, I would fuck Ray Romano.
He's handsome. He's a good looking guy.
No, but he's like hot. I like him
Yeah.
into him.
Yeah.
John's like, why don't you go? Why don't you try? And I was like, well, because I think he's been married for like 50 years.
He's
like,
been
please.
married for a very long time.
I'm not, I don't really want to have sex with him.
Yeah. You just, you can say someone's attractive without.
I know, but I wasn't, no, I know. He wasn't being a jerk. He was just like teasing me.
Well, yeah. I was going to say you can say someone's attractive without having to talk about how you would have sex with them. Because it
you
goes
would?
without saying.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
You
But
know.
sometimes I feel like I need to say it. You know what I mean? I just want to have my voice heard, guys. I want to have my voice heard.
Which is how you got kicked off that jury
I mean, truly.
and why
They were
you're here
like-
today.
They're like, absolutely not this bitch. No, get her out of here. She turned all those people immediately with her stupid opinion. Ugh, get out of here. Well, okay. Guys, we hope you're doing your best at all the things. We love you so much. Thank you for being here. I want to just say thank you because you have a lot of choices in your life with your time. And you're choosing to spend it with us. And that means something to us. And I hope it's nice for you as well. I hope you're not hating every moment.
If you subscribe to the podcast and you have a favorite podcast app, if you could just double check it to make sure that you're subscribed and to make sure that you're downloading every episode, that would be super helpful to us.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this podcast space, apparently. I don't know.
Where
there is.
podcast platforms are canceling subscriptions and
Yeah.
supposedly that's what we're told.
That's what we're being told.
Like,
That's what we're being told. It's like if you're okay, so like two things. So like please check your voter registration wherever you live right now.
that's the most
And
important.
then these go hand in hand. Check your voter registration. Make sure that you're still subscribed to our podcast and it's downloading because it makes a difference for us.
That's it. Put 1 and 2 on your schedule.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into if there's like an easy peasy way for you and I to make ourselves schedules.
I'm going to do it. I think I need to do like a write on wipe off board type vibe.
You love a wipe off board. You know what? You love buying a wipe off board.
I have one one right here. I have one right here. I'm looking at it. I have it. I don't have to buy it. I've got it.
Is anything written on it though?
Nope. Empty. It's empty. But it's waiting. It's waiting for my schedule. I'm going to do it. But I got to find some like classes I can go to. Seeing Jason last night reminded me, his sister started Forward Space.
Okay.
Which is one of my favorite workouts in New York. And I just hadn't been going because, I don't know, I was like kind of like trying to find something closer to my house. But
yeah.
You know what? Now that I live that city bike life, I can zip on over there.
Wow.
John gave me a helmet for my birthday.
I was going to say, are you wearing a helmet?
Yeah, that was like the nicest birthday present that he gave. He gave me like a helmet.
Okay, good.
So he was like, you can't be out up there in those streets without a helmet, Busy. We all
know.
He's like, we just started dating, but I already know. That's not safe for you.
That is very thoughtful. That means he treasures your brain.
He does.
Aw, that's so nice.
It is nice.
Well,
He's nice. He's a nice person.
I thank him for getting that for you. That is
yeah,
nice.
it's very cool. I look so cool with it on. I don't, but you know what? I'm just going to keep saying that.
Wait, have you seen those bike helmets that look like sun hats? Like it has like a sun hat over the helmet?
No.
I'm going to send it to you. They're
No.
kind of cute, but they also just make you look like a child with like a tiny pea head underneath. You know?
No, I don't want that. I already am like, no, but this helmet's great because it's collapsible.
Oh, okay.
It's
good.
one of those. So like fits in a tote bag.
Oh, nice.
So I
Okay.
just like, I always can, I like have it with me now, even though I didn't ride my bike today yet. Because you never know when you want to hop on a city bike.
It's true. It's true. Well, okay. Schedules. Check your voter registration. Check if you're subscribed to the podcast and you're downloading it.
By the way, I got kicked off of our podcast.
You
I'm not
did?
kidding. Yeah, I checked and I wasn't
God.
getting it.
See? It even happened to the host.
To me, the host of this podcast.
Whose name is on it. Wild.
Seems
Wild
crazy.
times. It seems crazy. Lots of things. Oh, sign that petition, right?
MoveOn.org.
Right.
Yeah.
And then are you volunteering in any way for the upcoming election? If you are feeling like you don't know what to do, you can just sign up for the Harris Walls campaign and they will tell you what to do and they make it super easy.
I'm going to be doing a little bit. There's a reproductive justice, reproductive rights bus tour that's happening. I'm going to be joining for some stops.
Amazing.
I'll let you guys know, and I want you to come say hi if you can. And if you don't have time to volunteer, guys, maybe you have some extra money that you can just donate.
Yeah, or you can just talk to your friends and family.
Yeah, or as previously discussed,
Yes.
sometimes the biggest differences in the way people are thinking about issues, the biggest changes come from conversations that they have with loved ones, family, friends.
Yeah. And if you're feeling kind of stuck, like we were talking about today, and you need to do something, this is one of those things, those actionable things. You can text women to 30330 or go to kamalaharris.com/women. They will tell you all kinds of volunteer, get out the vote opportunities that you can help out with, stuff that you can do in person, stuff that you can do from home, from your
Also, I do
computer
feel
or
like
your
we get
phone.
When we do the like advice episodes, I do feel like we get the question a lot, like, I need to make new friends, or like, I want to make more friends. Like, how can I
Yes.
meet people? Guys, jury duty, volunteering for a political campaign. Let me tell you.
Yeah, because, well, you already have like some common ground with that person, especially if you meet volunteering on a political campaign. So anyway, that's
Wait, can I tell you something? I have made so many friends in the activism and like political space. Like, I've made like good friends, like people
Yeah.
that I are good friends of mine now,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I highly recommend it, guys. Highly, highly recommend it.
We're sending love to everyone in Georgia, by the way. That news is horrible. And I know that there's always a question of, like, should we talk about this in terms of politics? Is it too soon? But I think we have to. I think there's never a break between these instances. So we'd never get to talk about it if we didn't talk about it. And so I think that if you're feeling like again and you're feeling helpless and wishing that this wasn't the case in our country, then I think campaigning for Kamala Harris is a good place to start.
And also local officials and
Yes.
state officials, local and state officials who are going to make, passing reasonable gun laws a priority in your state.
Yeah.
Like, I just, at this point, this is where I get with some of these places. And if you're voting for your tax break and not for the health and well-being of children and people, then I don't know what to say to you. Then you've really lost the plot of what being a person is about.
Yeah.
Because you don't take it with you.
Right.
You're not going to get to take that money with you.
Right.
That money you save in your tax dollars.
Oh, also, I would just like to point out that several economic experts have crunched the numbers, and Kamala Harris's financial incentives and tax plan are so much better for working families. So if anyone in your family is telling you that they're not, they are. And you can look up those numbers. They're available to look up. But I think, like, just on the face of it, for like an average family of four making, I believe, under $75,000 a year altogether, the tax burden under Kamala Harris is only half as much as it would be if Donald Trump were to be reelected. So I don't know. The info's out there.
Listen, this is, again, I'm hearkening back. Family members have a tendency to like, if you can like reach, they're not going to listen to me is the point.
Right.
Like, people I don't know who believe a thing, I'm just to them, I'm just like, what is it?
A Hollywood.
A Hollywood elite, a coastal Hollywood elite, or whatever the
Right.
fuck, an
Right.
out of touch person from Hollywood who doesn't know whatever. They don't fucking care.
Right.
That's fine. I can be that to those. I don't care. But, could be your uncle or your brother-in-law or your best friend's husband. I don't know. Or
Right.
your best friend. Or your best friend
Right.
from college.
Right.
Or your current best friend. And you've kind of been like, we can't talk politics because, yes, you can. You have to now. I'm just telling you have to. Okay. We went over we said goodbye. This is we've given you a false goodbye like 47 times.
And now we really have to say goodbye.
And now we're really going to say goodbye. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh, no.